Flutter may be a popular mobile app development framework that gives developers a quick and expressive thanks to build native apps. It's composed of widgets, which are the building blocks of the interface. Common widgets include ConstrainedBox and SafeArea, while other features like hot reloading make development easier and simpler. There also are several skills and tools that Flutter developers should learn so as to get started with mobile app development. The top 10 popular widgets in Flutter include the AppBar class, Scaffold class, Container class, ConstrainedBox, SafeArea widget, AnimatedWidget, FittedBox, FractionallySizedBox, LimitedBox, and SizedBox. These widgets are wont to build an app's UI, like buttons, text, and other components. They're highly customizable and offer extensive flexibility and fluidity that's suitable for any mobile application. The AppBar class is typically the topmost component of the app, or sometimes the bottommost. It contains the toolbar and a few other common action buttons. The Scaffold provides many widgets or APIs like drawer, snack bar, bottom navigation bar, floating action button, AppBar, etc. The ConstrainedBox is usually used when creating empty space between two widgets. The FittedBox widget is employed to scale and position its child within itself, consistent with fit rules. The FractionallySizedBox widget sizes its child to a fraction of the entire available space. The LimitedBox widget limits its own size, only it's unconstrained. Finally, the SizedBox widget forces its child to possess a selected size. AppBar. The AppBar widget may be a material design widget wont to display a toolbar with optional actions, icon buttons. It's typically displayed as a fixed height widget at the highest of the screen. The AppBar widget has properties like title, actions, background color, primary, etc. that help to reinforce the design or functionality of the AppBar. To make a custom AppBar widget, you'll create a stateless widget class and implement preferred size widget. This class should have properties like background color, text icon color, icon, title, and height. Then you'll use this tradition AppBar in your Scaffold by setting it within the AppBar property. Scaffold. The Scaffold widget may be a class in Flutter that gives many widgets or APIs like drawer, snack bar, bottom navigation bar, floating action button, AppBar, etc. It's designed to be a top-level container for a material app and is employed to implement the essential material design visual layout structure of the Flutter app. The Scaffold widget has several properties like AppBar, body, primary, floating action button location, and floating action button animator. The AppBar property displays a high bar at the highest of the Scaffold widget and uses the AppBar widget, which has its own properties like elevation, title, and brightness. The body property displays the most content within the Scaffold and is below the AppBar and behind the floating action button. The first property tells whether the body and Scaffold's floating widgets should size themselves to avoid on-screen keyboards. The floating action button property displays a button at rock bottom right corner of the screen, which may be wont to perform an action. The floating action button location property specifies where to put it on screen, while the floating action button animator specifies how it should enter or exit when pressed. Finally, Scaffold also contains other functionality like drawers, snack bars, and bottom sheets, which may be wont to create general-purpose mobile applications quickly. Container. Flutter Container may be a parent widget which will contain multiple child widgets and manage them efficiently through width, height, padding, background color, etc. It's almost like the tag in HTML. If the Flutter Container widget doesn't contain any child widget, it'll fill the entire screen area. The Container class has several properties which will be wont to customize its appearance and behavior. These include alignment, padding, color, decoration, foreground decoration, width, height, and box constraints. The kid property stores its children, which may be any widget. The transform property allows for transformations like rotation and scaling of the container's child. ConstrainedBox. The ConstrainedBox widget in Flutter is employed to feature size constraints to its child widgets. It are often wont to keep text during a wrapped layout by making the text widget a toddler of the ConstrainedBox. It also allows developers to line the utmost or minimum width and height of its child widget. The ConstrainedBox constructor takes two arguments, a key and a box constraints object, which contains functions that put constraints on the kid widget. The ConstrainedBox class also features a property called constraints, which takes within the box constraints class as an object. SafeArea. The SafeArea widget in Flutter may be a widget that inserts its child by sufficient padding to avoid intrusions by the OS. It's well to make UI dynamic and adaptive to a good sort of devices. The SafeArea widget works by adding any necessary padding needed to stay widgets far away from the device's UI navigation and notches. It are often used with the Edge Insets class to line specific padding values for every side of the widget. For instance, you'll use the subsequent code to wrap a widget during a SafeArea with all sides having 12.0 padding. AnimatedWidget. Animated widgets are a kind of widget utilized in Flutter, an open-source mobile application development framework. Animated widgets allow developers to make animations and motion effects within their apps. The Flutter framework provides variety of built-in animated widgets, like Animated Builder, Rotation Transition, Scale Transition, and Animated Widget. Additionally, the Animated_Widgets package provides additional animated widgets like Translation Animated Widget, Opacity Animated Widget, and Size Animated Widget. Finally, there are third-party applications like HiWidget that provide additional animated widgets to be used in Flutter apps. FittedBox. FittedBox may be a widget within the Flutter library that scales and positions its child within itself consistent with fit and alignment. It restricts its child widgets from growing beyond a particular limit, rescaling them consistent with the dimensions available. The FittedBox widget takes one required property, child, which is that the widget that must be wrapped in FittedBox. It has several properties like fit, which is of type box fit and describes how a box is inscribed in another box, and alignment, which determines the way to align the kid within its parent's bounds. FittedBox are often wound to create responsive layouts for Flutter applications, like fitting a picture inside a container without overflowing it. It also can be wound to maintain aspect ratios of widgets while scaling them right down to fit within their parent's bounds. FractionallySizedBox. The FractionallySizedBox widget in Flutter is employed to size its child to a fraction of the entire available space. This will be useful for creating designs that need relative dimensions, like a button taking over 70% of the app's width or a margin taking 10% of a widget. To use FractionallySizedBox during a row, it must be wrapped during a flexible widget so it plays well with a row or column. For instance, this code will create evenly spaced bars. LimitedBox. The LimitedBox widget in Flutter is employed to limit the dimensions of its child when it's unconstrained by its parent. This is often useful for widgets that normally attempt to match their parent's size, like list view, row, or column. The LimitedBox widget works by setting a maximum width and/or height for its child. If either the width or height is null, the widget will attempt to size itself to match the child's size therein dimension. The LimitedBox class has two parameters, max width and max height, which are both set to double.infinity by default. SizedBox. The SizedBox widget in Flutter may be a simple box with a specified size. It are often wound to set size constraints to the kid widget, put an empty sized box between two widgets to urge some space in between, or something else. It's almost like a container widget but has fewer properties. The SizedBox.expand constructor are often wound to make a sized box that sizes itself to suit the parent. This enables creating a sized box with a specified size using the SizedBox.fromSize constructor. The height and width of the sized box are often customized using its height and width constructors. The FractionallySizedBox and FittedBox widgets also can be used for sizing and positioning its child widget consistent with a given box fit discipline.